All right, yo, beautiful people, this Nate here.
This Kev.
And yo, we are Games Music Life. This is the Games Music Life podcast, episode 333.
Whole lot of them things in the book, man. 333. 444, man. Hope gonna be on here.
You think so?
Yeah. I'm calling it now,
email.
man.
Yeah, I sent the email. Deploy Hove, man. Come join the pod, man. You watch the pod. A lot of y'all do.
Oh, that's a fact, man. I'll be seeing a lot of, like, listen, when I sent you that clip of Cam, I was like, come on, brother. That ain't even on the pod, man. Right. I don't even know about the sampler platter. What you talking about a sampler platter? Boy, I've been using that for about at least a solid 10, 15 years.
I'm going to tell you, I remember when you first told me that. I laughed. And I still to this day snicker over it. Like, I'll drop, like, this dude really said a sampler platter. Like, it's the funniest analogy that one of the funniest I've ever heard, but it's so fitting. Like, you ain't get a sampler platter. I'm like, you know what? You're right.
I'm here already. I might as well get the sampler platter. You know what I'm saying?
It's here. You know what I'm saying?
I mean?
I don't really like Golden Corral.
I don't need the whole meal. You know what I'm saying? I don't need the whole meal. You know what I'm saying? I just want to just see what they talking about. You know what I mean? Sampler platters.
Well, if it comes down to it, just blame it on AI. That's all you got to do. Listen,
yeah, that's a fact.
We'll get into that later about AI. I got a gripe with that. But what's up, bro? What's going on, man?
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Another beautiful Saturday here in Central Ohio, man. Like, listen, Central Ohio the GOAT. I can't explain it to you, man. You just have to be here to understand it. But, man, we the GOAT.
Why you say that?
It's just true, man.
We are the most bipolar state in the world.
Yeah.
In the country. We got to be the most. Kev, it was 7. I had my air on. It was 70, almost 77 degrees the other day. Right?
I would say it was 80.
Yeah, I had my air on because at one point, did you break down and turn your air on at any point? I want to know.
No.
Okay,
no.
You're a good one.
It's been cool at night. So, like, listen, here's the strategy. And it might be a little different. It's a lot of people running around there generating heat, man. A lot of little people just zoom, just moving all around. Now, you know what I'm saying? Just open the windows. Open up all the windows at night, bro. And, you know what I'm saying? Just leave them open. Unless it's going to rain, close them if it's going to rain. But leave them open all night. And then in the morning time, before it heat up early in the morning, about 5, 6 o'clock, close all the windows. All that cold air will stay trapped in the house, so the house will stay cool. And as it warms up or whatever, it won't start feeling hot until the next night. And that's when you open the windows again, cool it all down. Perfect, man. Two
things. It's a great system. That's a beautiful system. But the two things, the reason why that couldn't happen in my house. One, there was a hornet that got in the house. This was almost his house. I don't know how he got in the house. I looked down, and I don't know how Babe saw. We walked into the bedroom at night, and I just saw a hornet. Now, mind you, this is before it got really, really warm the next day, so the night before. So I turned it on. We went in the room, and it was just like a shadow on the actual blind. Like, what is that? And she's like, oh, my God, it's a hornet. I'm like, what? So mind you, it's middle of the night. It's probably like 11. We had just put the dogs up. And I just see this hornet. He starts buzzing around. He buzzing. I'm jumping. I get the raid. I had to run downstairs because who keeps raiding their bedroom? I run downstairs underneath the sink, grab the raid, sent him to the shadow realm. You know what I'm saying? He fought. You know what I mean? Got him up out of there. But at that point, I'm like, all right, how did he get in the house? Maybe it was an anomaly, right? The next day, I did your plan. Had the blinds open. I had the windows open, and then I saw another hornet on the other window. So I'm like, all right, now the hornets kind of know where he didn't call his homies. They didn't use sonar, so now they didn't know the crib is we got a breach somewhere. So anyways, so I closed all the windows, like air's coming on. So I turned the air on, and I came home from playing basketball Monday night, and it was like muggy. I'm like, bro, the windows were open. The kids, I go by the room because I came in kind of late. The wife's on top of the covers. The kids is in their rooms on top of the covers. Say, yo, everybody's hot. It's hot to me. Air's coming on. So I went ahead, Google Home, turned it on, turned the air on, cooled the house down. This is why Ohio was weird in that sense, right? Had the air on for like 2 or 3 days. House is feeling good. I woke up today. It's 50-something degrees outside. I mean, it's cold. It is really cold outside. So I'm glad I turned the air off. Open up a window or two. I can battle the hornet if he gets into the crib again. But I don't know. That's why I said Ohio is the most bipolar state in the country.
Hey, listen, I'm with you, man. I'm with you, but like, brother, you know what I'm saying? It build character, you know what I'm saying?
It do.
Ohio breed the best, you know what I'm saying? Because we used to the struggle, man, and we expect the unexpected, you know what I'm saying? We got to look out for it because, brother, here, it could be 80 today. It could be snowing tomorrow.
It could.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, the other day we just got hit with a hailstorm just out of nowhere. Just a
bro,
boom.
That hail was so big. It was like it was coming out those quarters. Like, oh yeah, God, thank you. You know what I mean? Like, thank you for the blessings. No, it wasn't no damn quarter. It was hail. I couldn't believe that hail. It was so loud. I thought somebody was running across the crib with a handful of marbles and it's chucked.
Yeah, you just hear pinging against the window. Ping, ping, ping.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here? Like, bro, that can't be good. But right. Man, we make it through. I'm gonna tell you what else, man. This is something else you didn't tell me about home ownership, man. It's like it's a lot of like just unexpectedness, bro. Just randomness. Yeah. So, like over the past like month or whatever, the water company has been coming out Like, so, like one day, you know, I got cameras all around my house. So even when I'm gone, I still see what's going on.
Right.
See the man, he come through, man. He's like walking around the house, whatever. He go check the little water meter. I'm like, all right, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, bro, watch yourself, but all right, whatever. So he checked the meter, whatever. He kind of walking around. He like lingering around a little bit. I'm like, bro, read the meter, get on. Like, what's
Right.
going on here?
Right.
So they leave a little note in the door, like, hey, call us. We like, all right, cool. So call them in. They like, hey, we need to come inside and check the water meter. I'm like, yeah, all right, man, whatever, cool. Like, yeah, y'all come in. We schedule. He's like, all right, we can come out next Monday. All right, I'll work from home and we'll figure that out. So dude come out. He checked the meter. Now, mind you, I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? It's in the basement. Show him how to get there or whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? What's up? He's like, oh, you know, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just doing our monthly reads or whatever. We couldn't read it. So, yeah, but everything's good. Everything's good. I was like, all right, cool. He's being a little cagey about what's going on. I'm like, all right.
Right. Uh-huh.
About a week and a half.
Y'all been getting free water. Go ahead.
Bro, no, listen,
Okay.
listen. So, about a week and a half later, man, another one comes out. So he like come out or whatever. Now, mind you, we're home this day. Okay. So we're kind of like, man, what's going on? Like, dude just parked in front of our house for a grip. He parked out front for like an hour.
That is weird to me. I hate that because they've done that to me too. I'm like, bro, our bills are all.
Like, hey, bro.
I'm getting nervous.
Yeah,
I'm hitting
like,
babe. Like, hey, we paid all the bills, right? Like, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, player? So he pop up, man. He like, hey. So he come or whatever. He gonna leave the note, but we home, so we answer the door. Like, hey, what's up, bro?
Yeah.
So he like, oh, hi. You know, we need to read the meter or whatever. Blah blah blah. I'm like, man, I'm googling the telephone number on the truck. Like, bro, this feels like a setup. Like, man, is this really the water company? Like, man, y'all scheming. What's going on here? So dude, he come in or whatever, and so he like, oh, okay, everything's fine. It's good. We had to get a reading or whatever. And we were like, yeah, I mean, a dude just came a week and a half ago and got a reading. So like, what's up? He was like, oh, I didn't know that. He was like, oh, okay, well then maybe that's why. He was like, there's nothing to see. Like, it's fine. You know, he was telling us how much water had passed through. It was very little. He was like, man, y'all maybe put 20,000 gallons of water through or whatever. He was like, for comparison, your next door neighbor has put 300,000 gallons through.
Oh wow.
So I mean, it's just the two of us, you know.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big difference, though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I mean, it's 7 people over there. It's 2 of us. You know what I mean?
Right.
So whatever. So he like, but it's cool. So we're like, all right, bet. So then the water company calls. Like just a couple days ago, they call us like, and the lady called. She leave a message. She like, this is so and so from the water company. Hey, could you give me a call? Like, something on your account. It would be easier for me to just explain it to you than try to like leave a message about it. So when you can, just give me a call or whatever. So we like, so Toya. So they call Toya. She text messages me the voicemail or whatever. She sends me the voice note. So I'm like, hey, did you call? So she's like, no, because I'm like, oh, they probably just want some money. Like, oh, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Buckle up, man. We're going to have to probably pay them a grip. So I get off work. I'm driving home. I call Toya. I'm like, all right, did you ever call the water company? She's like, no. I was like, okay, well, listen, go ahead and call them now. Let's see what they want. That way we can just get it out of the way, prep for it or whatever. So we call. So the lady, so when we get to the lady or whatever, she was like, first of all, let me just lead. This isn't a bad thing.
Okay.
And we were like, okay. She was like, so don't worry. She was like, I have to apologize. We made a mistake. When your house was initially built or whatever, they put the reader for your house in your neighbor's house, and your neighbor's house in your house. So one of you guys has been overcharged and one of you has been undercharged this entire time.
Okay.
It's like, you guys were the ones that were overcharged.
Oh.
So we've overpaid our water bill by like $1,000. So she was like,
that ain't no good thing. What she be told lead?
Well, listen. It was fine. We're both like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like, they tell us we owe the money, we pay it, whatever.
Right.
So she's like, so there will be a credit on your account. You won't have to make a payment for a very long time. We were like, bet. All right, cool. Like, well,
the way my mind works, we got free water now.
Right. Now I'm looking at my neighbors like, well, one of y'all got some bad news.
No, that's a fact. Yeah, they got some bad news because they gonna get double paid.
Well, also it's like, well, now that they've corrected the issue, it's like now y'all gonna start getting billed monthly for the correct amount. So it's about to jump. It's about to, because like, bro, I mean, full disclosure, like our water bill was like $130, $140. I was like, dang, like it's sure is high.
That's high.
Like, man, it's super high. I'm like, man, that's kind of crazy. But you know, hey, whatever. I'm like, man. And maybe the price of water just went up. I don't know.
Right. Inflation.
It is what it is.
Blame AI.
We've been overpaying that for about 2 years.
Wow. Well, I'm glad they caught it.
I'm glad they caught it too. But I guess what it was, they was like, you know what I'm saying? They was reading the meter outside. The meter outside is saying we put through X amount. Then the one on the inside is saying the right amount. And once they confirmed, they was like, oh, okay, yeah, them and the next door neighbor, we got that switched around. Oops.
Hey, I wonder who caught it. I wonder what alarmed them to make them catch the error. Because think about how long it would have been if let's just say, you know, you decided to sell your home. Now you've overpaid for years for water that you weren't even using. They would have to cut you a check or something. Like, you know, I don't know.
Found it. But I was like, man, like that. But I do wonder how they're gonna handle that. Like, are they just gonna let it slide for the neighbor, or they gonna be like, nah, you owe us $1,000, and your bill's gonna go up.
Yeah, I gotta think there. I don't know, because if they,
I don't think they're gonna let it slide.
I don't think they're gonna let it slide either. But you think about it, if they're gonna give you a credit but then charge them, that's double payment. I mean, they're losing. They would. No, because I guess somebody would pay
I'm not going to pay it, right?
Right,
like,
you're not
so going forward,
right.
I'm not going to pay anything for quite a while.
Right.
So, like, probably in reality, our water bill is probably about $40.
Yeah, I'm about to say your water bill should, because like
I have $1,000 credit.
Yikes, that's a long time though.
Yeah, I'm not going to be paying a water bill for quite some time.
Yeah,
hopefully I don't forget to look.
Yeah, water the grass, bro. Yeah, at this point you got a huge credit.
That's what make it funny, right? I just washed my car, watered the grass, all of that. So I'm like, oh man, the bill gonna be high this month. No, it ain't.
No, it ain't. You got credit. Hey, shout out to the guy who caught the error, or woman who caught the error.
Yeah,
you know,
shout out to them, man. And like, you know what I'm saying, prayers up to my neighbor who, you know what I'm saying, just got hit with an unexpected $1,000 bill, and probably their water bill just tripled.
Right. It's funny because you'll probably bump into that conversation. I know you talk to your neighbors every now and then, but that'll be a conversation. He might come over. He might just come by. Hey, yo. Let me talk to you about a little something here, man. Like, they told us this was going on, and then you could confirm, like, our water bill's been nuts.
Yeah,
so, you could, ask that question.
Honestly,
like,
we didn't know it was nuts. We were just kind of like, oh, well, I guess, I guess it is what it is. Got a house, maybe that's the bill. I guess.
Exactly. I was gonna say, because coming in, you would think, you wouldn't know. Like, if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
So you're going in like, oh man, dang, owning a house is really expensive. Even the water's expensive. No. It's not. It's really not.
Yeah. No, there was a problem. There was a problem. Oh,
right.
Okay. But yeah, so that's been our life. So it was kind of like we both had to kind of laugh about it. Like, yo, yeah, that's a relief. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to pay that bill no more for quite some time. So, but, and it's funny you say about talking about neighbors, man. Man, I don't want to say trapped because it was cool. Man, I got into a conversation with my neighbor for like 2 hours the other day. And just standing in the driveways, I was like,
"That's the worst." I was like, "That's the worst." Because that's the worst. Because every neighborhood has that. Well, every person has that one neighbor that just loves to talk, or maybe they just don't. You just want to just have some thoughts out, and then you kind of bump into things that you might not have known about them, or kind of like you learn more. Because a neighbor, when you think about it, man, these are people that literally they don't live with you, but they kind of live with you. Like you see them in passing, they're right next to you all the time, so you could potentially bump into conversations.
You go through a lot of life with them. You know
do.
What I'm saying?
You do. Yeah. You know when they go on vacations, you kind of know their tendencies. Like, oh man, he really likes dominoes. I hope he's okay. Like stuff like that. You know, like. But when you bump into that conversational where, because I've had that happen too, and it was cold outside though. So you know me, like I'm kind of like I rip cord from you, and especially if I'm cold. I don't like being cold. So we were outside and we get to talking, and next thing I know, the hour went by. Good conversation, but I had to rip cord because I knew he wasn't going to end it. I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta poop or something. Yeah, right. Go.
Man, listen, it was to the point. So the way it happened, like I was outside, I was watering the yard, I was moving the hose from the back to the front. Toy was out there with me. Mm-hmm. So I see Mans, he's pulling up or whatever. I think he was switching the cars around, something like that. So I'm like, hey, yo, you know what I'm saying, what's up? You know what I'm saying, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? Hey, we finally get some good weather. We had gotten some stuff done to the yard. He's like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad, you know what I'm saying, this looked good. You know what I'm saying? Well, thank you. Here go the dude, you know, blah. Yeah. Now he was about to leave. Now Toy come over. She started talking too. So now he like, oh, we talking now. So now we all just chatting. Next thing I know, his wife pop up. Oh. So now all four of us is chatting. Next thing I know, the kids pop up. Now the kids is just, you know what I'm saying, just sitting there just chilling out. We all just chatting. But it was cool though. Like I like them.
I told you it's cool, man. I told you. Like, listen. This is the thing I wish you would. I know you listen to me. You won't give me the satisfaction of telling me you do sometimes. But I told you like, you do. But I'm saying with this one thing, I told you, Kev, with neighbors, you're gonna have it's like almost like family you never knew you wanted, but they're gonna be there until they sell their home. You're gonna bump into that. You're like, nah, I'm not talking to them. It's not gonna be that. I'm like, okay. I'm telling you, you'll bump into some good, cool conversations as you just did. That's all.
Well, you know what? Sometimes, man, it'd be hard. Like, man, when you gotta put on I I don't like putting on a face at home. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
because we do it all day.
I do it enough in my professional life where I got to put on a face. Like, I want to be me. So like sometimes it'd be tough. You know what I'm saying? You got to kind of suss people out or kind of get a feel for who they are or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, can they handle who, you know what I'm saying, I am?
Yeah.
So sometimes I don't be one that and I ain't really no big like small talk kind of person. Like, we gonna talk, like, let's really talk, let's get into it, man. Tell me, you know what I'm saying, what you think about the universe. Yeah, you know what I mean. Don't ask me about the grass getting watered, but so I don't really be big on it. But like, I've talked to, fair disclaimer, I have talked to mans before, but it's always been like, you know what I'm saying, 5-10 minutes, oh, you know what I'm saying, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying, just chatting it up with him. But that night, bro, we was outside talking for about 2 hours.
That's what's up,
telling me all about the area and, you know what I'm saying, all this other stuff, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, that's what's up. You'll bump into those conversations. You know, it's funny because I was cutting my grass 2 weeks ago, actually. I'm gonna need to cut it today. And while I was cutting, my neighbor across the street came home. The one neighbor I told you about. I was like, man, these dudes, they came home, and I'm like, you know what? They're really daggone cool. I need to go over there and get to know them more, you know, because I'm sure that they are into something that I'm into, that we can kind of align on, that we can kind of kick it and see each other about. Because like, I know the wives, they talk to one another, but me and the husband are like, we kind of pass each other, come and go. And I think we
hello, what's happening, Captain? You know what I mean?
Exactly. But I could tell he wanted to talk the other day, but I had the old Tim's on cutting the grass. I was on a mission. I had time to talk. So so hold on. Now, you bring it to another conversation I wanted to ask you about before we get into gaming, though. You got your military force. Have you wore them yet?
Nah. Like, listen, bro, that's for when my old pair died. You know what I'm saying? When they finally give out. Because I still love the old pair. It's like, man, they look good with the yellow on them. They look aged and worn. And, I
want that reimagined look, man. I do. I want that. I want the reimagined military force. So they're going to come out in like a year or two, and I'm going to buy them. I'm still going to track down the ones that you got, because when I did see them, when you sent me the picture, like, they look free.
They are. They're good. It's real good. It's real good.
All right, I had to ask that.
I still can't believe that worked out, brother. Like, listen, I entered that draw 10 minutes late and got them 2 minutes later. I was like, this never happens.
That's where Yacht Gang actually comes into play, where you actually works in your benefit. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing about it, man, I wear a size 11. There's a lot of 11s in the wild, but there's not a lot of people that wear a size. What do you wear, 13?
Mm-hmm.
So
13, 14.
13, 14.
The shoe.
Yeah, so you have a big foot, man. So pause. I don't know why I said.
Don't make the stallion me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got a normal size foot proportion to my body.
No, right. You're very tall. I don't think people realize that. Like, when we see us in person, they looking at us on the camera, like, they don't realize you're a lot taller than you look on the camera. So
for sure.
Pause that if need. So if y'all see that. Anyways, man, let's start like we always do. What we've been playing. What you been playing, bro?
Nothing, bro. I have not cranked up a darn thing, man. Like, it's finals time for us, man, and you know what I'm saying, work and all the work projects, man. I have not had time to crank it up, and just the other life stuff, man. You know what I'm saying, trying to make sure I'm being a good husband, all that. So So no gaming, but we need to get on that Helldivers. We can run that tonight.
Yes, we do run that tonight. Listen, to mirror your thoughts, I haven't played a single thing. I think the last time I played was when we played. So I'll tell you the last time I played anything. I am going to log in tonight before we play, though, if we run it tonight, to get my my medals for the Terminoids, getting the bugs getting killed. I think the mission, the last World Order, was kill 2 million bugs, and literally the community got involved, and they did it within like 2 hours. Nice. So shout out to the community. I'm going to get my medals, and there's a new war bond that's there too. Listen, Helldivers is one of those games that's going to be around for quite some time. They keep spoon feeding us information, spoon feeding us content, and I do think they're figuring it out on the fly sometimes, and I love that for them. You know, I do.
It lets them be agile. You know what I'm saying? But like, bro, that'd be the worst part too. It's just like, man, I'd be like, man, should I play Helldivers or should I be a good husband?
No, that's see, the thing about it is, with a game like Helldivers, it's one of those games where I could do it on the Steam Deck, but it ain't gonna give me the same experience. And then it's like, then the bigger thing too for me is I want to play with the homies. So then I'm texting you, and I know you, like you said, I know you being a good husband right now. We got stuff going on. I'm like, let me leave Kev alone. Then I don't want to play.
Also on the other side, bro, it's like when I crank it, bro, it's gonna be a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like, oh, babe, I'm gonna go play the game for 30 minutes.
No,
I'm gonna be playing for about 3-4 hours. Okay,
right. Quick, go watch a movie.
Go do the things you enjoy that I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Because I'll see you
all
in a
you
couple
YouTube
hours.
videos, man, watch them up. Man. That way when we reconvene, I ain't got to watch it.
No, right. That's a fact. That's a fact. Because I'll tell you, some of the stuff that I find my wife finds interesting, I'm like, you like this? Like, this is entertaining? Like,
That's
like,
a fact. That is a fact. But hey, man, you know what I'm saying? We do what we got to do.
Yes, we do what we got to do. So listen, gaming news is quiet. There really is nothing really going on news wise as well. I think I saw some on YouTube. They were like doing some gaming reviews, but at this point, I don't care. The only thing gaming wise that I wanted to kind of go over, I don't know if you've done it yet. I think you mentioned to me a little bit, was watching Fallout, the TV show.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty good, huh?
I only watched the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
First of all, the episodes are like hour and 15. So like,
wow.
Yeah. But they're building out the world, and it's been fantastic. I low-key want to play Fallout again, but that's a big commitment to try to jump back into Fallout 3 or Fallout 4.
So I know that you and Jay play Fallout. That was y'all's game. So let me ask you this: I'm going in. I haven't played any of the games. Does that matter?
No,
okay.
not at all.
Okay.
Because I mean, the stories don't really tie in. You know what I mean? Like like you build the story. You choose your own adventure in Fallout.
Okay.
Like much like how Starfield was. Like, you know what I'm saying? You choose your own adventure. So yeah, I do want to go back and play it because, man, the show's been fantastic, and like seeing kind of the characters, even though they're not like characters that you remember from the game necessarily.
Okay.
It's just like characters from these worlds or whatever. So it's like you got a vault dweller, you got a ghoul, you got raiders, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Okay. So that's the part that I was kind of in the dark about, was like I saw like certain guys on there, and I'm like, okay, is this a character from the game that I'm going to have to reference, because it's not going to hit home the same way? But okay, so that makes a lot more sense. So I'm going to watch it, of course, but I just wanted to know before I went into it, do I need to have known the game references before I do, you know?
Not at all. They're telling their own story. It's just, you know what I mean? It's set in the Fallout world. But yeah,
okay.
It's its own story altogether.
Okay, cool. All right, so we'll reconvene on that. My plan is to binge watch that next week. All right, man. So the NBA playoffs is going on right now. I don't really understand what the play-in games are. I'm seeing like 7 seeds playing 8 seeds and then potential 9 seeds. And the thing that stood out to me was some of these teams that I thought were going to be pretty decent in the playoffs are just coming up short. Like watching the Kings. The Kings last night got clapped by the Zion-less Pelicans.
Pels.
Yeah. Brandon Ingram came in and did his thing. And so I don't know the teams I thought. So I know, shout out to my boy Craig. He actually flew into the Laker and Denver game. He's actually there for game 1. And I told him, you know, I'm happy because he's a big LeBron fan that you're getting to see your guy. He's like 3 rows up from the court. He might even dap Brown up, you know. But they're going to get clapped tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just what it is, man. Denver's going to win. It is tough times. Lock Michael Porter Jr. up. Like they got 2 of the brothers. Like, we got to just do the trifecta at this point. The other one, he's guilty too, right?
Oh, listen, he got to be by association. Like, man, first of all, I want Michael Porter Jr. I'm going to assume has to be the oldest. Like, bro, you didn't set a good example for them boys, man. You know what I'm saying? Because your younger brothers, man, they really tripping out here. Like, bro, Jonte, what were you thinking?
I don't know. He made $2 million. He made $2 million in the NBA. He made $20,000 in betting, and now he's banned from the NBA for life. That makes no sense, right? Like,
right. Like, man, we hustling backwards here, player. Like, what we got going on, man? We trying to help each other, hurt each other now. Yeah. And to make it worse, you really went and bet on your own team.
Right. To lose.
You went and bet against your own team. Like, brother, what did you think was going to happen? Like,
well, okay, hold on. Now, we got to dial it back a little bit, right? He knows his team is buns. He's like he did the reverse of Pete Rose, which I don't understand why. Allegedly, I don't understand why they don't let Pete Rose back in. He bet on himself and he bet on his team. You know what I'm saying? Like allegedly. Pete Rose is out here just saying allegedly, right? let him into the Hall of Fame. But your man for the Raptors, he's like, yeah, I know we buns. I know we're gonna lose. So
easy check, yeah, easy money, baby. But then to take it even a step further, it's like, man, he was betting the under on himself. It's like, fam, what do you think? Like, that was what got his book. They was like, man, who is setting these bets for Jonte Porter? Like what? But hold on, large transactions on him. Like,
but the question I have though, Kev, was he doing this under his name? Like, how did they know it was him?
They knew something was suspicious because there were bets placed specifically on him for large amounts of money.
If he ain't,
so they're kind of like, who? But the thing is, like, it wouldn't be a whole lot of people taking these bets. You know what I'm saying? It was like, man,
he's a dummy.
2 people, they like,
nah, lock him up and lock Michael Porter Jr. up too. Like, come on, like, bro, you're
who's dropping $5K on Jonte Murray not to drop, or Jonte Porter not to drop, you know what I'm saying, 8 points tonight? Like, who put 15,000 on that?
Fam, I didn't even know he had a brother in the league until he got booked. I didn't know.
That's a fact. Yeah, we had no clue.
I didn't know they were brothers. Until you said, like, yeah, lock the other Porter brother up too. Like, who's his brother? And then when you said it, I was like, Porter. Oh, that's his brother. Lock them all up. Lock all them joints up, bro.
Like, what the heck going on, man? Like, listen, man, the pops need to step in, man. He need to intervene because, like, brother, yeah. Right. It's nasty. It's nasty out here. But man, to bet on yourself. I mean, yeah, that's a funny story. I mean, if man's got a problem, I hope he get some help. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you know, what it is. But that was a crazy story.
That was. So hold on. So all the play-in games are done now?
I believe so. Playoffs are set now. Okay,
so the playoffs are set now. The Heat came back and they won last night. They blew out the Bulls. So Jimmy Butler's gonna be out for a couple weeks. But he's still there. So the matchup that I'm looking forward to, bro, is the New York Knicks and the Sixers. Like, that one's going to be a good one. The Suns and Timberwolves, I think, is going to be a good one, too. Although I do think that the Suns are going to probably pull it out just because of KD.
I think it's just veteran presence. You know what I'm saying? Because Bill got something to prove. KD already knows how to win. And Book's been pretty far.
Yeah.
I mean, because they made the finals, didn't they?
Who?
A couple years ago, Suns.
Not with
or did
KD,
they make
though.
the Western Conference? Yeah, not with KD, but that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about Devin Booker.
Oh yeah, they ran into what's my man's name? Luka. Remember, that's when Luka was staring at him and laughing because they beat him in the playoffs.
They got spanked in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, they got spanked. And then it's a lot of games today, bro. So you got the Magic and Cavaliers. No one cares about that. I didn't even know the Magic made it to the playoffs. Suns, Timberwolves, Sixers, Knicks, and then Lakers, Nuggets to end the night. Seeing the Lakers get clapped. So yeah, man, it's gonna be some, NBA playoffs is here. I'm happy, get to see.
It's a good day for wings.
It is very, very good day for wings.
There we go, playoff basketball. There we go.
Give me a 5P. All right, let's talk about this Chris Brown and Quavo situation. I don't really know what's going on. I just know they're dissing. Yeah, they dissing each other. I don't know if you've heard it. I haven't. I didn't know if that's something that has hit your radar at all.
I heard a piece of it, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, it's cool. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I'm going to tell you what, and I mean, we're going to talk about this a little bit more, but it's like, man, it might be too much beef right now. It's like y'all oversaturating the beef.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, y'all doing too much. Like, and then it's not like y'all really like dropping nothing monumental. It's just kind of like, oh, you know what I mean? Y'all just trying to keep the hype going or the blogs going or whatever. So I don't really know. Like, Chris Brown, he did good for it to be, he a singer or whatever. He gave him some bars, but do we really care? No.
Yeah. That's my thing. Like, the thing that's scary about it though is, man, with both of them, Chris Brown and Quavo's, they're outside. So the probability of them running into each other and the fact that they had some really like issues. Plus, I don't know these R&B dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, these new age dudes, they get it in. You know what I'm saying? God rest the dead, situation that happened with one of the Migos got shot. I'm not saying that could happen again with this situation. I'm just saying you never know because everybody got a crew. Yeah. Something can happen and something stupid could be done, and the cooler heads from the people, the leaders per se, they will be, it's nothing. We just talking trash, but everyone else around them, it could be something different.
Until it is something. Yeah.
Exactly. So I just hope that it stays on wax or blame it on AI. So, anyways, we'll get into the real beef of all this, bro. So, the diss track from Drake put another diss track out today, which I will say, I got to give credit, all right? I'm going to start with credit.
Okay.
It's a pretty daggone witty song. He did the AI with the AI voice of Tupac, then the AI voice of Snoop, and then ended it on himself, which clearly was Drake doing it for all three. But my mind started going like, man, give you credit, but then I got ticked off. I got pissed off about it because when Kendrick's quote-unquote diss came out, it was rumors that it was Drake that released it. His camp released it. And I'm like, man, nobody's using AI like that. Like, he didn't do that. And now after hearing this song, I'm rolling. I think that Drake might have done that. He's trolling. He put a song out about saying it was from Kendrick, but it was really in Kendrick's cadence and everything. AI is ruining this for me. It's ruining it, bro. It seriously is ruining it. And it's like, I don't know who is who and what is what. The only one I know that I can really confirm and say like this was the actual diss track. They wrote it, they spit it, they put it out. Was Ross. That's the only one I can really.
No, I like that. I believe Kendrick is on like that.
Oh yeah, Kendrick's on like that. Exactly. I think that's on it too. But like we look at Drake's first diss, it never got released on the DSPs, and the rumor is that the reason why it didn't is because we'll then know who wrote it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Well, hold on.
Yeah, I mean, it's since been released. It's okay. So here's what I will say. I'm gonna start off with love.
Okay.
Right. I love this tactic by Drake. Like this was the blind spot that I didn't see, and it honestly is the smartest angle for him. Like what it seems like Drake is gonna go for is a war of attention and a war of attrition. So listening to the first 2 diss songs that we've gotten to Kendrick has told me that Drake has absolutely nothing for Kendrick. He has nothing, like nothing at all. Like he doesn't know where this is going to go, and what he's trying to do is he's trying to rush. He's trying to rush Kendrick out of his process or whatever before, you know what I'm saying, something else gets unearthed or whatever. He just basically just trying to catch him off guard, trying to make him slip and throw a punch. But listening to because at this point now, Drake's got to walk a very fine line. He's maybe got one more diss track that he can drop before Kendrick or whatever. And that's got to be the bomb before we start calling him corny and obsessed. You know what I'm saying? Because like after a while, it is going to start looking, you know what I'm saying, desperate or whatever. Well, I'm saying like that is still number one. It is. I understand why Kendrick didn't drop a response yet or whatever. And mind you, I don't think Kendrick's really on the clock. But it's like, man, I got a number 1 record. Why would I step on my number 1 record? You know what I'm saying? Just because I can flame you up anytime. Like it's fine. Well,
to your point, I think that is what Drake kind of doesn't have anything on Kendrick as well. He's kind of rushing, like, okay, well, not rushing, but like, where are you at? Let's put a diss out. And it's like, there's really no reason for me to. I just said what I said. Even when I went back and listened to Like That, I was in the gym the other day, and I was Like That came on my playlist, and I'm like, it really wasn't anything he said. It really wasn't anything that was big. I think everyone made a big hype out of it because he did pop out and said the same thing again. And I wondered about, and I was going to ask you this question: has his silence been more effective than even putting out a song?
It's low key. I'm saying the silence is low key bigger because it's like, yo, I have all of your attention. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like everything is pointing towards me, and I don't have to say a word. I don't have to post on social media. Like my song is already it's number 1. Like, so you hear me, you hear what I had to say or whatever. Like, you know, hey, it is what it is. So yeah, his silence is deafening in that sense, and that's where Drake is trying to kind of fill the void because he can't just leave it there either. Like he's gotta try to, like, you know what I'm saying, hype this up or whatever, or win over the audience before Kendrick can drop and hope that the audience stays with him, essentially. So it is genius. It is genius on his part. The AI song or whatever, what that also told me is that Drake is trying to kind of steal some of the ammunition. Like when he said, tell him about talk about how he texting young girls or whatever. It's like Drake is trying to spin the narrative or whatever, like try to make it act like this ain't no big deal. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to take the ammo out the clip. But again, it's like, bro, if Kendrick goes the way I think this response gonna go, it's like, bro, there's no ducking that. Like, man, you are whoever you hang around, Drake. Like, bro, you have no identity. You're 40 years old. You haven't figured out who you are. You hugged up with all these NBA players. You hugged up with, you know what I'm saying, a whole bunch of men. You constantly stealing styles, man. When you in London, you're Central C. When you're in Houston, you're Pimp C. What's wrong with you, brother? Like, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Who's this guy? Like, man, you literally are whoever you hang around. You just ride waves. Yeah. You know, I secretly think the N-word with the hard ER.
The hard ER. He did. That was very egregious when I saw that clip. But I think, like, hearing you say that, like, I want to check our invoices to make sure we didn't get invoiced for a Kendrick diss. Because, like, if I'm K-Dot and then you watch this pod, you literally can take that page from what Kevin just said, and it will be the biggest ether, I think, out there. Because
you can't, if you're Drake, you can't duck it. It's like, this is your track record. Like, this is who you are. This is a chameleon.
Yes, this is your we see this. This is the book of Drake. We see this in you. Like, that's the thing about whenever we would talk about Drake, not even on podcasts or just you and I'm like, yo, who is this dude? Like, I mean, like, from the core of it, like, there's certain people you can watch from as a fan or even as a person looking at another person. Like, I'm pretty sure people can look at our podcast and say, yo, them two cool dudes, man. You talk about sneakers, they talk about this, like, yo, them dudes, they say Fred. Or, like, they seem like they be cool, or that they jerks. I don't know, whatever you take. But, like, with Kendrick, I feel that as well. I felt it with Nipsey, or you can see, like, yo, he sounds authentically him.
Authentic to himself. Yeah,
authentic
exactly.
to that person. With Drake, and I always say this, I told you this before, I call him Shang Tsung. Because I don't know what the dude is or what he's on half the time. You see things where he's texting Billy Bobby Brown and she's hanging around. He's hanging out with Justin Bieber when you like think about this, kid. We talk about our little nephews sometimes and like his different age groups in them, right? And we had that conversation with our nephews, like, yo, he's too young to be hanging with you. There's things that you are doing that he can't do. So I get that y'all cousins and y'all love each other, but go do your stuff with them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand from the Drake angle, why is it that you're hanging out with younger kids? Like that just doesn't, and I don't want to go to the creep level, but it's like, it's weird. You know what I'm saying?
It's weird. And I mean, like, then they start talking about, like, you know what I'm saying? He was dating a lot of girls who was, you know what I'm saying, maybe had just recently turned 18. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Gets a little messy. But even beyond that though, it's like, man, like, how many different accents has Drake had? Like, brother, I'm saying, how many grown men do you know that have changed their accent?
I've never met any. Other than, think about it, Sean Paul did. We didn't find that out till like last week. You know,
I still don't know what Sean Paul sounds like.
He sounds like this. He sounds
really?
like this. That's what he sounds like. Yeah, he put the voice on because he did it one time and he was like, oh, y'all like this? And he kept running with it. Made a ton of money. And then he came out and was just like, yo, I talk like this actually. You know?
Wow. Yeah, I gotta find this. This is egregious. This is egregious. But yeah, it's like, yo, that's the easiest angle, and Drake can't duck and dodge that. It's like, yo, listen, I'm telling you, if I'm Kendrick, I'll drop 3 tracks, man, mind, body, and soul. Make it super easy.
I'm sorry. It wasn't Sean Paul. It was Shaggy.
Shaggy. Okay, yeah, Shaggy. That makes I can see that. Okay, I was about to say Sean Paul. Yeah, Shaggy is. It wasn't me.
No, it wasn't me?
Yeah, Shaggy it wasn't me.
Okay, maybe that's what it was. Because he said,
just
like,
give me the light of Sean Paul.
Okay, give me the light of Sean Paul. Yeah, March 17th, Shaggy's real voice. All right, so I'll take it back. Sean Paul, you're authentic. Shaggy put on the fake Jamaican accent and roll with it. Which goes back to my thing. And listen, I'm going to get killed for this, and I know people are going to get... I don't like reggae. I just never liked it. It wasn't ever my thing.
It's not my genre of choice. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but by Shaggy doing this tells me that anybody could do it. And I get it. I want no problems. I love vacationing in Jamaica. I'm just saying they copy the voice and do cosplay, which goes back to my original point about Drake and my baby sister bringing this up. K-Dot needs to go that route because I think me and you have been saying the same thing during this call. Is like Drake does a version of cosplay that is lightweight. Not even say lightweight. It's disrespectful to black people. You know what I'm saying? Lucky. Like, it is. Like, okay, so we look about when he called Rick Ross a racist.
Yeah. Like that was a real Drake peeking through.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And
like, he really is peeking through.
Exactly. And I think that's where if I'm going to put out a shock, and I don't even think that would be shock value. That would just be like, bro, you really are, once again, the book of Drake is all out here for the world to see. But fam, you called a black man a racist. Think about that. Just think about that for a second.
Nasty work. I'm telling you, listen, he's going to call Kendrick an anti-Semite. I promise you. Like, this Drake, this is going to drop, man. And if it hits like that, he's going to be like, that was anti-Semitic. And like, listen, we need an apology.
Yeah. Him. He'll say we need an apology, right?
Yeah, we need an apology. But listen, I'm going to tell you else what really hurt my heart. So it's like, Drake continues trolling, and like, I love the trolling. I ain't gonna lie, like he's doing a good job at that. And honestly, that's the arena where he can win. Kendrick don't really post online, or, you know what I'm saying, we ain't never really known him to be an internet guy. So Drake can win that part of the war. Like, he's funny, he's witty, he gets internet culture. He's clearly paying DJ Academics.
Yeah,
like
he is.
Ak is championing this, and he's trying to be like, oh no, I'm gonna call it down the middle. Like, no, you're not, man. No. Like, come on, brother, you are glazing.
Yes, I mean, complete him and Maul. We got to talk about Maul too.
Bruh, it broke my heart to see Maul going out like this, man.
I thought I knew him too.
Man, you're supposed to be better than that, bro.
Right.
Like, that's disgusting, bro.
Very.
Like, yeah, you up in here, like, come on. Like, that first song was not hitting like that. It was fun. Wasn't. Like, listen. It was fun. Like, listen, I even had a good laugh at the How You Big Stepping with a size 7 men's on. That's funny.
You
know what I'm saying? It's lighthearted. It's cool. It ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? Drake hasn't jumped out the window on Kendrick too. Like, let's also make that clear. Like, this battle has been very, very respectful. Right. I mean, it as respectful as you can be in rap battling. Like, he has not crossed the line at all. And hopefully nobody crosses the line. Hopefully we can just have,
I don't think they will.
verbal sparring and it'd be good.
Yeah.
Well, I hope Kendrick just kind of closes the door. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, again, that don't need to get way too personal. It's like, yo, listen, I'm calling it how I see it. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't see it this way, you fake.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, you know, Drake, man, it's gonna be a tough hill to climb. But I didn't like all those reference tracks. I will say that. I'm like, yo, in 2024, you're still doing this?
Well, here's the thing that gets me about it.
It was on the last album.
I know, but this is the thing that gets me about it, though, Kev, is the fact that he can sidestep it. Like, we literally have heard like the most egregious things about rap and a rapper. Remember, and I hate to even say back in the day, but remember earlier on in hip hop, if you had a ghostwriter, that was the worst thing you can have on your jacket, right?
Them days is over.
Drake has sidestepped that. He sidestepped the reference track because technically that's just singing, and singers get help all the time. So he sidestepped word for word though.
Jumbotron stuff popping, bro. That was not singing.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? And neither was the other one, man, that I sent you, bro. But like word for word, like to the point. So me and somebody were having this debate or whatever. Now this somebody is, you know what I'm saying, a great Drake apologist. You know what I'm saying? They're a Drake defender, a Drake. You know what I mean? Like, so they're not having this. So I'm trying to break down this beef to them. And they're like, well, you know what I'm saying? No, well, Drake is the best rapper because he sold the most records. I'm like, that's not the conversation. That's not
right. Yeah.
And I'm like, but I mean, how? And you know what I'm saying? And he's constantly putting out music. I'm like, but he don't write the music. They's putting out, well, people like it. And you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, that's true. I'm like, he actually delivers the music better than the people that give it to him.
Right.
Like he does do a good service there, but at that point I have to consider you just a performer. Like you're not, you know what I'm saying? You can't call yourself the best rapper if you're not writing all your raps. Like your bars got to be your bars. And it's important because, you know what I'm saying, like the way that we kind of have judged rap in the past is it's like, yo, this is supposed to be an authentic representation of yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like even if the stories are exaggerated or whatever, like it needs to be something from your viewpoint. If you're just taking this music from somebody else, like it's karaoke, anybody can do it.
Right.
Now when Drake got caught up, when was that? 2015 originally with the Quentin Miller, all that stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Like yo,
R.I.P. Meek. R.I.P. Meek. Yeah.
Honestly, Meek just wasn't a worthy opponent, but like yo, that could have got him out of there, but he weathered the storm, and it's like yo, cool.
Yeah.
But to know, it's like you would think like, you know what I'm saying, you get your hand tapped and you know what I'm saying, maybe you pull back a little bit. No.
Right.
This man is still doing it.
Right.
It's like, bro,
leaning into it.
Leaning into it.
Yeah.
To the point, I was like, yo, listen, you know he's fraudulent when he's even stealing the ad libs.
The ad libs. Right. It's
he
almost like
ad libs.
But it goes back to like, okay, like Ron Burgundy. Remember the thing called the teleprompter? And he was like, stay safe, Seattle. You know?
Yeah,
like it was on the thing. Yeah, you know, It's like, bro, that was just me. That you don't have to say That was just.
Bro, I was just filling in space, man. You know what I'm saying? When he was on that, I'm like, bro, you stole that even? You even took that? You took the alley?
It was in the teleprompter. I had to do it.
Pretty much. He was like, that's what I heard. That's what I said. Now, what I will say, when I was listening to that Cash Cobain, I was like, Drake is smart. Mm-hmm. He realized he could only say she's only 21 so many times.
Yeah.
Before he had to abandon that narrative and switched it to she's really 101. I was like, smart man.
Well,
smart
I mean,
man.
That's the thing to get it. Like I look at comics, right? We'll go back to the Cat Williams interview where he said about people stealing his jokes. Because listen, this is me being funny. If you're just regurgitating what I'm writing down or a writer is writing down for you, what is your worth?
I can't call you the king of comedy.
No, I can't call you the king of comedy. You know, so the person that you were talking to about this, you know, the Drake fan, I would say that. Like, watch our podcast, right? This is just me and you being ourselves. This is literally this. Y'all getting a peek into me and Kev's one of the many conversations that we have all the time about stuff, and we're putting it on. If it was somebody in the background writing a script for us, you'd be like, Nadir and Kev are fake.
Yeah, like I'm saying, like it would take the oomph out of it. Out of what we do is like the organicness is what the human element of it is what makes it, you know what I'm saying, entertaining.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, like Drake just singing karaoke. I'm like, man, that is really disappointing. I ain't gonna lie. And we keep moving the goalpost. Well, as long as there's not a ghostwriter for the timestamp records, he can have ghostwriters. For everything else.
Yes, I saw that. I saw it on the timeline. Like
I'm like, fam, when y'all find out he got ghostwriters, he got some help on those timestamp records too. Y'all gonna still be like, well, I mean,
he did it better. He thought about the title.
Sentiment.
Yeah,
Right.
he came up with the timestamp. Timestamps was never a thing. Time was not invented until Drake got involved. It's like, what the hell is going on here?
Right. And like, you know what? Honestly, it's like at those people at those points. Cause I mean, like I'm waiting for. Ak has already kind of brushed off the ghostwriting stuff. He did talk about it, but he's like, I don't really care. It's like, cool.
No.
You know what? Honestly, I'm like, cool. You don't really care about it. That let me know where your heart is at with it, and that's cool. Like Drake makes enjoyable music. Like don't get it twisted.
Right.
Like, yo, I've been listening to Kendrick. I've been listening to Drake just as much, and I still enjoy the songs. Like, yo, he be making the slaps. Like, it's a lot of fun to listen to the music. But when I listen to Kendrick, it's like, man, it taps into something different. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, I'm thinking about what he's talking about. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying, a real observation of real life, and you know what I'm saying, like the things that we struggle with, all that kind of stuff. It's like, yo, this is cerebral music or whatever. Right. Where Drake is like, literally, I just put it on in the background. You know what I'm saying?
And timeless music. We got it. We can't forget that. Yeah.
Because, listen, I ain't gonna lie. Drake's albums are under review.
Yeah. No, that's a fact.
Like,
that's a
Thank
fact.
You Later is not that good. I still like Take Care. Nothing was the same. But everything views on up. Like, I really like Her Lost and For All the Dogs.
Before we, because I agree with you, and I want to dive into that. But before we do, put a disclaimer in here. We are Drake fans. All right.
Yeah,
so before the Drake stands get into the comments,
listen to a ton of Drake.
Yes, I do too. But I've been saying that to you for a while, and I remember we had this conversation because I always felt like I was around for the download era. I was down for when I love this moment right now because we're back into the MP3 finding the moment, finding the music era. But I was a part of that. So I was the guy when I was on Facebook, I would take a caption from Drake because I picked up on Drake way before a lot of other people. I've taken the captions and put it, oh, Nadir, that is so long. Yeah, I might have been dating at the time. Like, mind you, my baby sister knew. She saw right through it. She would text me, I know where you got that from. All right, like she would say. So I say all that to say, I was a part of the early on Drake era. I saw like he was doing something different. It was different than what we were listening to at the time. But I'm looking back on it now. To your point, and cosplay into it, like your albums are really under. Like I'm looking at you with that microscope now. Like was it really just you were plant? You might be an industry plant, man. You you got these corporate.
And that's fine.
And that's cool
like,
too.
Listen, you make the music I enjoy. Like that's all I'm really wanting.
That is Kev. But you can't then say I'm the best. You can't.
That was the conversation we were having. I was like, listen, you can't call yourself the best rapper,
right?
Not writing your raps, like you know what I'm saying.
Absolutely
like,
not.
Your albums, I don't want to say have no impact, but it's like, yo, a lot of like. Come on, honestly, never mind. Like, bro, most people forgot that album even came out, and it's like, yo, we can't. Like, we just kind of let Drake walk away from it because we're so accustomed to him dropping lackluster albums. Because it's like, yo, his albums are kind of like, pick what you like from it.
Right.
Whatever you don't, go ahead and delete it. And
right.
you know what I'm saying? If you got 4 or 5 bops that you like, maybe somebody else got a different 4 or 5 bops. This person got a different 4 or 5 bops. Everybody happy or whatever. And I'm going to drop so frequently that, you know what I'm saying, you'll forget all about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to keep just going in volume and volume and volume. And I get that part too. It's like, yo, I'm sure that the creative process, man, you know what I'm saying, his mind, it's like, hey, I ain't got nothing else to talk about. Holla at the young guys, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he finds a young guy that ain't really, you know what I'm saying, made a name for himself. Here's something that he like in it. Hey, yo, give me that. I'm going to, you know what I'm saying, give you a couple $. You shut your mouth.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? I can help you out.
Why are these reference tracks coming out now, Kev? Like, why is it now that they are coming out? Or have they always been there? We just never looked for them?
Nah, I think that they're coming out. I think that's a lot of Metro. You know what I'm saying? I think this is Metro playing the silent game. And there are a lot of people disgruntled with Drake. I don't know what the whole beef is.
Okay. So that bumps into that great question. Because, like, the rumor has it that maybe Drake owns some of their publishing. And that's a part of it. But, I mean, if he owns your publishing, he didn't just buy it yesterday. So why are we having a beef or problem with it now? If that is true. I don't know. Because I'm with you. Like, what is the problem with it? What does everyone have a beef with him?
I still kind of maintain that I feel like again, like Drake being the most popular guy, you know what I mean? Like he had to step on a lot of toes on the way, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? He left people feeling a sort of way. It's like, yo, maybe he probably promised verses for these albums or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? Maybe time constraints or other opportunities came up. He had to pull back, and that left people feeling away. Because it's like, yo, Drake doing what's best for him.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? It's hurting me. So yeah,
I'm going to tell you.
Maybe I do got to smoke for him.
Well, or he could just use AI like he's been doing. Maybe he could do that. Because like if you're him, you could have a whole team pick somebody from the team to write a Hot 16 and put his voice coder on it and say, yo, this is me.
Honestly, again, and as I put all of Drake's work under review, it's like, yo, listen, I'm looking at the timeline of Drake and how many different people that he's been. He's been a lot of people.
He has been a lot of people.
And it's like, And I mean, the allegations have been there all along. You know what I'm saying, about like the OVO camps, the OVO sweatshop, man, having to crank out the hits. That might be why Weeknd is disgruntled with him. Because I mean, if we really listen to it, Take Care has a lot of Abel's influence all over it.
Ooh, dude, that's a good point.
So and that's like one of your best album might have came from The Weeknd.
That's like, that's a great point, because that is one of my favorite Drake albums, and I like Weeknd. So and remember, because like we always will say, I like singing Future. Maybe Future's impact was on one of those albums. And we know if you're reading this was all Quentin. So it's like, man, a lot of your best work came from other artists. So it is tough. But again, it's like, I think that honestly, if Drake backed out and was like, you know what, I'm not a rapper, I'm just a pop star. Like, and listen, there's no shame in that. Like, I'm not a rapper. I rap a little bit, but I'm a pop star. The guys who really rap are these guys: J. Cole, Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Lupe. But he's not gonna do that, Kev. Yeah,
but I'm saying, but he should, because it's like, listen, that ends the conversation.
But okay,
you trying to sit in the throne of being the best rapper is what's causing the tension.
That's it.
You're not a rapper.
Exactly. That's exactly it, and that might be what the beef is. That might be, because when I hear people like OVO Maul saying, "Oh, Drake's a better rapper than Lupe Fiasco," I almost threw my phone out the window. It's like, I'm like, come on, bro. Like, and I think Rory was pressing him, but he kind of was like, for the sake of the content, he didn't want to, because they should have that debate. It is entertainment, but you can't, even in entertainment, Kev, certain things you just can't say. Certain things, like, even you don't even, that's why, shout out to J. Cole, which I still think that you should have stayed in this battle. That's why he bowed out. Once he uttered those words of "To Pimp a Butterfly" was boring, he immediately knew once he put it out, like, I got to get rid of this. He Thanos'd it. He Thanos'd it. He wiped it. He erased it. He tried to erase it from the internet because he didn't even believe that in his heart. So when Drake throws this out there, like, I'm the best rapper alive, it's like, all right, that's where you're missing me. Is he the best performer alive? Is he the best actor alive?
Absolutely.
Sure, that's debatable.
All those things, but not best rapper. You can't be the best rapper.
Can't.
I'm sorry. And honestly, why do you care so much? Like, you already popping. You don't need to be the best rapper. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that only matters to people who are like rap enthusiasts, rap purists. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think Lupe is still the best rapper. Like, on a technical level, as far as like putting pen to pad and bars and metaphors, similes, all that kind of stuff, I think Lupe is technically the best, and I don't think it's close.
Well, I will say, now it took me a while to come around now. I say a while, but like within the last 7 or 8 years, I have adopted that theory, that thought as well. And the reason why for me I did was not even looking back at his work. The man made an album in 24 hours. Yeah. With a studio mic that we're talking on and his computer. He did it. He formulated, walked us through the process, and then put it out. I'm like, damn, this dude can really, really rap. So I mean, is it the
with
best?
Drake level bars? Like, it's
exactly.
Like, it wasn't Lupe level bars, but it's like, these are passable. It's like, this is fine. But to do it in 24 hours, it's like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. He's done it. And like, even now, he's giving us more portions, just dropping stuff on the hum. Like, here you go. And he even spoke through it, because people were saying that he apologized to Kendrick. He's like, I didn't apologize to him. And he broke that all down. I was on his spaces the other night on Twitter, which I didn't even know Twitter had a spaces, but I'm sitting there listening to Lupe Fiasco talk, which I thought was very dope. Shout out to Elon. And he was hating. He was. Yeah, he was hating. He was. And I think that in his heart of hearts, he kind of admitted it. And Verb tried to push back on him about it, and he was like, I mean, whatever. If anyone wants to say something, do it. And he came out. So I don't think anyone would ever really want those problems with Lupe Fiasco, but...
Well, I do think that Lupe feels away because, I mean, in large part, it does kind of feel like Kendrick had the career that Lupe deserved. Yeah. It's like they do different things, but they're also very similar. And, you know what I'm saying? They both seem like people that take the craft very seriously, the art very seriously. And they both, strive to be better than they were, constantly improving. Like, I feel like they take the art form of rap very seriously. Do we think Drake takes art serious? No. Not at all. Like, he just know he has a great ear, and he knows what people are going to be receptive to, and he just goes that way. And it's like, I appreciate that too, man. Like I will sometimes I just want to throw on some bangers. I ain't gonna lie.
True, but it gets me a bit muddy in the fact that you are also using the tools and the field that we hold sacred so much, being hip hop. And it's like, it comes off a bit disrespectful when you're jumping in and you're stealing from this way, you're stealing from that way, but then you're still considered from the masses as urban. And now they're like, oh yeah, well, Drake and Kendrick are the top two. And it's like, come on, we're not even the same. And that's what I could think the frustration as being a Drake or being a Kendrick, like, this is what's frustrating about it. Like, for you to even say, and you got people like Maul, who was raised in hip hop, to say, oh, he's a better rapper than him. No, he makes a better song. He's more popular.
Also happy to be around.
Yeah, and then also happy to be around. And shout out to Ack. Ack is He's living it up right
so
now.
Happy to be around.
He is. He's happy, bro. And that's what it ends up being, just muddy, and it gets disrespectful. That's what pisses me off, though.
Yeah, and I think that honestly, both Drake and Kendrick are having the same argument that me and somebody else were having. It's like, yo, listen, it's two different arguments. We're talking about two different things. Drake can be the most popular. He can make all the slappers. Like, bro, it's fine. He can exist. He should exist. I love a lot of the music that he puts out. You know what I'm saying? It's fun. A lot of times it's witty. You know what I'm saying? Drake is funny. Like, he's very, very funny. And that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't take that away from him. But it's like, yo, if I'm a person who, you know what I'm saying, spent my life trying to hone my craft and I became the best at my craft or one of the best at my craft, and then you got this joker who's just making a mockery of it, yeah, I'm going to feel some type of way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But again, like, that's two different conversations. It's like, yo, we're talking about best rapper. If we talk about best rapper, yeah, Drake's got to be excluded. Like, I'm sorry. He's not the best rapper.
Right.
Like, by no shot.
But that's the part that, I just sent you a message, but that's the part that, that I think, when we talk about hip hop and we talk about just trying to break it down to a Drake fan, they don't understand that, or they take it as disrespect. Like, of course he's the best rapper. He sells the most records. That's not it. You know what I'm saying? That can't be what it is. And that's, to me, that's the thing. And that's the thing I love about hip hop. I love about music. Let me say hip hop is that it's subjective. Everyone's going to have their feeling. But if you're talking about just the art,
just the art,
there's no way in God's green earth that we can ever consider him being the best rapper alive.
That's a fact.
You know?
I mean, it's like, yo, listen, man. Like, you can't be the best, and you're not even like whoever wrote it is. Yachty is the best.
See, that's
Yachty might be the best. I ain't gonna lie.
That's
like,
a fact.
Yachty has been showing and proving.
We didn't review.
We've been low key sleeping on.
Yeah, we gotta get back to
been proving,
bro. To the point where we had a conversation like, yo, bro, we really gotta feed the streets with reviewing music again because of that Yachty album. Because I was like, because you said it to me, like, I'm not listening to this, and then I heard it like, whoa. This is all right. This is more than all right.
I didn't expect this.
I was not. No, I called you like, yo, who is this? And like, who they take? He's a clone. Him and the Gucci clone are now two different people. Shout out to Gucci too. He put a verse out the other day. That was pretty dope. But yeah, man, like that's the thing that I think we need to, as fans and Drake fans in particular, they need to come to grips with that. Like, unfortunately, and not even unfortunately, just like, and he needs to accept it. Like you said. You are a great performer. You are a great actor. We're seeing you act. So much so, we don't know who the hell you are half the time. That's a great actor. You're Kurt Cobain angles of acting at this point. But you're regurgitating things that are given to you. And you cannot be the best rapper in that.
And doing that. Now, I'm gonna say what else was funny about this is it's like, yo, they really are going the Prince and Michael Jackson route. They are, and it's hilarious to kind of see it. Yeah. They really are going Prince versus MJ here, and it's like, yo, again, it's like there's really nothing to be upset about. Y'all do two very different things. Now, you don't need to be in the same category, and I feel Kendrick's frustration. Well, actually, I won't even say frustration.
Because I don't think it's frustration.
I think it's frustration, but I do think he probably gets sick of like being compared because it's like, yo, you know what I'm saying?
That right there.
When he said there's no big three, like. Cole unnecessarily called a shot, but it's like, yo, listen, don't compare me to him, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, he can't be nowhere near me because my pen actually works. Yeah, like this is all me. I'm putting out my mind, body, and soul into this music. Like, you know what I'm saying? I take this serious. This is a goof. Yeah, this is a goofy cosplayer, internet guy.
Well, hold on. Let's peel back a layer here because you brought up a great point about Michael Jackson and Prince, and people like, and I almost feel like I want to talk to my dad about this, but there's a lot of people that felt that Michael Jackson was exactly what Drake is, which is just manufactured. Not saying he didn't have talent. The difference, I think, in the two, just stay with me here. I'm not saying that Michael Jackson could not sing, he could not dance, he couldn't do all those things, but he had a lot of moving parts to make him who he is, right?
That's fact.
Prince would be the guy who wrote the music, choreography of the dancing or whatever the dancers would do, jumped on the guitar, jumped on the keyboard, and still every instrument and put it all out. And that was his frustration with Michael Jackson. And they were complete slappers, and it was personal. It was a lot of personal stuff in Prince.
Like this came from my brain.
Listen,
this is all me.
Exactly.
And I sing it and perform it. Just like he does, I sing it and perform it, except for I write it, I compose it, I perform it, I do the whole gambit. So like, don't compare me to Mans. He's a goof. You know what I'm saying? Do not compare me to Mans.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So much so they went to the grave with that. Like, yo, like he was pissed off at Michael Jackson, not of him the person, but he's like you said, we're not the same.
Yeah, I'm mad at comparison because it's like, yo, you low key making it look like what I do is easy.
Facts. That part right there.
And I don't appreciate that.
No, that's the great thing. That's it right there. And I think if we peel back the layer, that's the problem Kendrick has with this whole thing. Like it's poetry. This is something that I'm putting my heart into. This is something that moves me, which is why you get to Pimp a Butterfly. Kendrick looks on TV and sees like, my people are getting shot. We're oppressed. We're doing all, like, it's coming out in the music, right? So much so that we saw his Grammy performance. He had, a mock-up of Slaves on there. And I remember we talked about it. We're looking like, yo, this is so powerful that he's doing this, right? Drake has never and will never do anything like that because they live two different, it's all scripted for him.
The problem is that there's really nothing there. Because it's like, yo, like, Drake probably lived a comfortable, cushy life. Like, when we see those old Degrassi clips, like, yo, that's where he looks at home. That's where he looks like that looks like that's what his life probably looked like. And it's like, yo, if he could think of a way to spin that and make that sound cool on a record, I'm sure he would, but he can't. It's like, yo, that don't really, like,
Kev,
you know what I'm saying?
I
grew up playing lacrosse.
Yes, but Kev,
you know what I'm saying? I'm an okay hockey player.
Listen, I grew up with grass in my backyard too. I wasn't on the block getting it, but guess what I do know? I'm a black man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But again, you're a black man in America. He's not that either.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. That's my point, bro. That's my point. You said exactly what I'm saying. Like, yo, he called a black man a racist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like, he honestly, it's like, yo, like, and I don't know, because it's tough. It's like, yo, when we really think about it, like, we know the stories that we've heard about Drake, but like, if we just were listening to his music, what have we learned about Drake from his music?
Nothing.
It's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? We've heard about a bunch of relationships, but like, we don't know if those relationships are real, if he's just talking.
Right.
He could just be chatting. Like, we don't know. I don't know anything. Like, we don't know what he struggles with, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. And that's why Push was able to kind of carve him up so easy. It's like, yo, when he actually did have something going on in his life, he tried to keep it quiet, you know what I'm saying, try to keep it in the background instead of, you know what I'm saying,
because
putting that on the record about how he actually felt, what he was going through.
Right, because it wasn't polished. It wasn't great for the masses to see.
Yeah, that ain't pop music at that point. It's like,
exactly.
It's too personal. It's like, man, I need to make the people dance, which, like, listen, that is a great, like, and everything that I'm saying, please don't take away that I'm not saying that Drake doesn't have talent. Drake is very talented.
Very.
Having the ear to know where the hits are and how to make them hits or whatever, man, that is a serious talent. It's like, yo, he is a great performer. Like, he's a great A&R. Like, setting up the OVO sweatshop, man.
Yes.
The OVO sound or whatever.
Yeah.
Recruiting all these artists that would be good for you. That's just good business.
Yeah.
That's good business.
That is.
Good bueno. But if I'm Kendrick, I am like, yo, listen, man, I'm out here giving these people my real life. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm emotionally drained by the time I finish these albums.
I got to go on vacation.
You know
I can't do an album every year because I literally have to. It took a lot.
To live some.
Yes.
I want to live in Africa.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because I needed to feel something real to be able to, you know what I'm saying, provide this music or whatever. You needed Lil Yachty.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something different. Like, don't chat to me about being the best rapper now.
Right.
If you want to say, hey, man, my shows is more lit, debatable, like, or I got more hits. Hey, I can't debate with you on that, man.
Right.
You do got more hits.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, so
Yep.
you the hit man.
Yep.
You the hit man. Like, that's cool.
But I have
be
more,
that, but don't be the best rapper.
I have more Grammys, and I have music that when I'm gone is gonna hit way more than what you did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because of that fact.
Yeah. So I understand. Honestly, I don't even know that Kendrick got any grievance because, like, when I listen to Like That now, I'm like,
it's not. It was light. It was super light. Yeah.
It was the aggression in his voice, which, you know what I'm saying, like that's another, like, Kendrick can take the energy up. And when I really think about, even when I listen to Control, like, Control was the friendliest record ever.
It was.
Like, I mean, literally, he was just making a point that I want to hear people rap. I enjoy rapping. I want to make people rap.
Yeah.
I'm usually homeboys with the same guys I'm rhyming with, but this is hip hop, and they should know what time it is.
Right. Yeah.
Like, that tells you right there, like, you know what I'm saying? I got love for all y'all, but I'm trying to murder these guys.
Right. Respectfully.
Like,
and that's always been hip hop. That's always been hip hop.
I'm just trying to tell you, I'm coming with my best every day.
Right.
The only person that got emotional
was Drake.
Was the guy that wasn't writing his songs.
Exactly. Because the shoe fit. The shoe fit, Kev. and his fans.
The only person got emotional about it.
Well, his fans got emotional too. So it was other people, but the only base that got affected was that base. And that's
well, I'm saying when you see other rappers responding to Control, they're like, yeah, that boy going, man. Yeah, but you know, I got my bag too. Don't worry, I'm coming with mine next. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, yeah, he was doing his thing. He was doing Drake, the only one. Man, that verse didn't matter. Everybody hyped it up. That wasn't nothing.
That's a good point. That's a very
it's like you're the only person who didn't write his raps got mad.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Where do we go from here? Where does it go from here? Do you think it's over? I think it might be done.
Nah, I think if all right, so Drake probably has got one more week of trolling before it starts looking like, all right, bro, like Kendrick is like he's really controlling. He's got so much rent in your head right now. Like calm down, go do something else. As a matter of fact, go address the other people.
Yeah.
Like, why? Honestly, I'm more so wondering, like, hey man,
no, go ahead.
Why it's not up for Future
or Ross?
Rose, I kind of get they trolling. I think he knows he can't win the online trolling or whatever, so it's kind of better that he don't engage with Ross. I think
Ross is the wild card. He's the wild card.
He only hands Ross the L by ignoring him, though.
True.
It's like Ross kind of would back himself into the same corner too, where it's like, all right, I can only keep talking about this guy so much before it starts looking pathetic.
Right.
But where was all this smoke for Future?
He hasn't said a word about Future.
Like it might really be either. I mean, they got that collab album, so Future might really know some things.
He might.
Or Future might make it tough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On that other side, that side of it that, you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
Maybe you don't do so much, you know what I'm saying?
True. And he likes to go to Atlanta. We all do.
Yeah.
You know, he likes to go to Miami. I will say this. I don't think it goes, I don't know if it's going to go anywhere. I just hope it stays on wax.
Yeah,
I hope cooler heads prevail. Everyone likes to visit the West Coast. They like to visit Atlanta. They like to visit Miami. So let's keep it to where they can be cordial and let's keep it competitive.
Why you not sending it up on Future?
He won't. He hasn't said a word about Future.
I'm saying Future sent it up on you.
True.
Like, Future made 2 whole albums and invited everybody to come dish you. You're not sending it up on him. Metro's point. Not a rapper.
Right. He makes drums. Yeah. Yeah.
And you really ain't have much to say, but like he honestly that again like. Drake is funny, and that's where he's winning this. That's where he's winning right now in this battle. It's like, yo, he's funny. It's entertaining. Like the Tupac and Snoop AI, man. That was pretty funny. Now, again, I do think he was trying to get ahead of some things.
He was. He definitely was. But I think like I said earlier, I think he exposed the fact that he does use AI, so that could backfire for him. You know, it's your cadence, but whose cadence is it? Like, who's rapping that? Who wrote that?
Yeah, who wrote that?
Yeah.
We never know. We don't know who wrote it, man. The OVO sweatshop, man.
It's vast.
He just like listen. He's so upset that Abel escaped. You know what I'm saying? He hates it.
Hey, keep it all the way real. Like, remember when the Weeknd was running around with his face all beat up, and we said, "Oh, it was acting." Maybe he did get. Maybe he was in plain sight. He was really broke out the sweatshop. You know,
he might. Oh, here's another point that I haven't had a chance to talk with anybody else or kind of flesh through with anybody else. But like again, I've been listening to Drake and Kendrick almost exclusively for the past 2 weeks.
Okay.
I think King Kunta actually was I think that was a diss record to Drake.
Really?
I think the entire record, like go back and listen to it now and think of it in this context. I think that the entire record is a diss to Drake, and it's a potent diss.
Okay, I'm going back.
Because now, mind you, this was before we knew about the ghostwriters or whatever. And Kendrick, that's how, you know what I'm saying? But a rapper with a ghostwriter, man, what happened?
Okay. I'm going to go back and
listen to the rest of the record, man. I think he might have been.
Yeah.
I think he might have been sending that back then.
So then once again, I think I have to check our invoices again. I think you might have written or given Kendrick some tea leaves, because if King Kunta 2 comes out, and then we got to go back and listen to King Kunta 1, and he has a new one for King Kunta 2. I'm checking the books of GamesMusicLyfe, because at that point I will know you have helped him. And I
hey, listen, man, we may or may not be signed to PG Lang. I don't know.
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't.
Just check your mail.
I don't check.
That's all I can say.
I don't check our group mailbox. You do. So you know, this is a deeper, darker link that we done bumped into. So I'm gonna check. Hey, you did buy the crib? Yeah. Let me. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know I love
West.
Yeah, you know I love you, so I'm not gonna ever say nothing. Like, oh, okay, all right, okay, Kev, all right. Huh.
Just popped out
on me.
PG Lang, yeah, you know what I mean? Like me, you, Day Free. Yeah.
we more popular than I ever known. You know it. I didn't know it. All right. But all right, bro, let's get that out of here. You got anything else?
Nah, man, I think that about wrap it up for the people.
All right, bro. Yo, beautiful people. This is Nadir.
This Kev.
Yo, we are GamesMusicLyfe. This was the GamesMusicLyfe podcast, episode 333. Drink more water, people. Peace.